Paano naman daw if LB is 5 meters? Now take note that our LU is 4728 millimeters. So our LB is greater than LU. Kung greater than LU, ibig sabihin our beam is not in region 1. What is greater than LU is to the right. So it means papasok tayo sa region 4 o region 5 ng Padilla chart. Kuha? So, paano natin malalaman kung nasa 4 or nasa 5? Ang sagot, yung LB over RT squared. Sa AISC, ang nandito, LB over RT, tapos ang limit na nakalagay, square root nito. Ang ginawa ko para mag-fit sa chart, para maging compatible dito, and yun talaga yung logic, inalis ko yung square root dito, ilinipat ko dito. Pero ang effect parehas lang. Naintindihan? Okay? Alright. So, dito bale, ibig sabihin, nandito tayo sa region, lalabas tayo sa region 1, greater than LU to the right. Pupunta tayo sa region 4, where we will have to check our LB over RT. Let's do that. So, because our LB is greater than LU, nandito tayo sa right ng Padilla chart. Nandito na tayo sa region 4. We've got to check our LB over RT. Kung yung RT hindi given, ano yung RT? It is the radius of gyration of the T section in compression. Pero hindi yung buong T section in compression. Yung T effective. Ito lang. Etong portion na ito. Ito yung T section na binabanggit. Okay? So, this one is roughly, eto, this is roughly 1/6 of the total depth or the total nito. Okay? So, medyo nagkakaroon ng confusion or argument whether this is 1/6 of the total depth or 1/6 of this. It should not be a cause of real argument kasi tanggap nga ng NSCP na yung I mo is 1/2 nung IY, ibig sabihin, eto nga nineglect yung pakayang ito. So, hindi malaki ang contribution. So, pwede mong gamitin niya na 1/6 of the total D, pero pwede ring 1/6 nito. Okay? Konting-konti lang ang diferensya. Okay? Ang pinagtatalunan mo lang yung 15 saka 15, yung 30 mm compared sa 350. Tapos, times 1/6 pa. Diba? So, sabihin na lang natin, 1/6 to nito. 1/6 ng 350 minus 30. So, this is 320. No? 1/6 ng 320. And this is going to be 53.33 or sabihin na lang natin 160 over 3 mm. Okay? So, yung radius of gyration, di ba, that would be, di ba, I equals, eto, di ba sabi natin yung ating I is equal to AR squared. Tama? Okay? AR squared. Wherein yung R natin, yan yung radius of gyration. Pero ang kailangan natin dito na RT, yung small RT. Okay? Kasi ang critical yung LB over RT na malaki. So, ito, RT na small. So, dapat ito, IY ng RT, no? IY ng T-section. Ito, area nitong T-section na to. You get it? So, ang sabi sa NSCP, etong IY ng T-section may be taken approximately as IY of the wide flange over 2. So, yung I ng buo, divide mo lang ng 2. Ibig sabihin, IY nitong buong to. Nitong kalahati. Naintindihan? Yun yung sinasabi ko na ito, in-accommodate dito, tapos ito, pinagtataluhan yung 1/6 ba nito? Nito? Or 1/6 ba nito? Kuha nyo? So, hindi masyadong importante sa NSCP. Konti lang ang effect niyan. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin natin ito, so since hindi naman given yung mga IY, gamitin na lang natin yung IY ng T-section exact. Ha? Kasi wala naman din itong given. Hindi naman given to. I-solve na rin lang natin yung eksakto. Okay? Okay. So, ibig sabihin dito, yung R ng T-section is going to be the square root of IY ng T-section over area ng T-section. So, let us solve yung area of the T-section. So, it would be 15 by 200 plus ito, which is 160 over 3 by 12. Okay? And this would be 3640. Tapos yung IY ng T-section is going to be, ito yung axis na. Yeah. Ito yung centroid nito. Ito yung centroid nito. So, no need for transfer. So, para dito sa section na to, this one, it is 1/6, 1/12 of base is parallel to the axis. 15 times 200 cube. Plus, yung contribution nito. 1/12 of yung parallel dito, ito. 160 over 3 times depth, which is 12 cube. So, therefore, yung IY of our T-section is going to be, this is 10.008 times 10 to the 6 millimeter to the fourth. So, therefore, our RT is going to be the square root of IYT 10.008 times 10 to the 6 over the area of the T-section, 3640. So, this is going to be 52.43. Ito yung RT. So, checking our LB over RT, our LB over RT is going to be equal to 5,000 millimeters, no? So, 5,000, kasi eto naka-millimeters to di ba? Okay? Millimeter to the fourth, millimeter squared, square root, millimeter yan. Kaya dapat consistent, dapat yung LB mo naka-millimeters over 52.43. Ang kailangan natin yung squared. So, we also square this, okay? This is 93.002. We are to compare that with this and this. Ano yung CB? Yung CB is given by this formula, 1.75, 1.05, 0.3. Mapapansin nyo, walang even number dyan. 175, 105, and 0.3. Times M1 over M2 here, eto M1 over M2 squared. Yung M1 and M2, end moments. You get it? Naintindihan? End moments. Okay? So, dito, ang tatandaan nyo, it follows the smiling face convention. Pag yung beam natin is nakasmile, no? Ibig sabihin, ito yung moments natin, M1, M2, nakasmile. Diba? So, ano yung smiling face convention? Ito. Kapag yung beam natin is single curvature, ito ay negative. You get it? Okay? Parang smiling face ba? Yung M1 over M2 mo will be given a sign of negative. Okay? Pero kapag siya ay double curvature, ganon, it will be positive. Okay? Naintindihan? Nakasibangot ba? Okay? Klaro tayo? So, therefore, dito ngayon, yung M1 is the smaller moment. Kaya M1 over M2 is less than 1. However, may provision yung NSCP kasi kapag simply supported, M1 over M2, 0 over 0. Indeterminate yan. Hindi yan kaya ng calculator. So, pagka simply supported and cantilever, a CB will be given a value of 1. Naintindihan? Okay? And also, kapag yung M1, yung moment in between, between the beam from end to end, yung moment sa gitna is bigger than the moment either M1 or M2, this will also be given a value of 1. But CB cannot be more than 2.3. In our problem, since wala mang binanggit, we just assume that our beam is simply supported. Kung simply supported, therefore, our CB will be 1. Okay? So, assume beam to be simply supported. Okay? Kung simply supported, yung ating CB is equal to 1. Let us compute this. Ang tatandaan nyo, etong quantity na to should be 1/5 of this. May konting discrepancy kasi yung NSCP nag-ground off. Tapos nag-regenerate, nag-ground off, nag-regenerate ng code na wala masyado yung exact 1/5, no? Pero the value of this must be 1/5 of this, or this is 5 times of this. Okay? So, eto na lang. Mas madaling memorize to kasi 7 digits. 35, 16, 330, CB. Okay? Merong explanation sa psychology bakit mas madaling i-memorize ang 7-digit number kaysa 6 digits. Kaya yung mga telephone number natin, ba't hindi 6, ba't hindi 5 digits, di ba? Ang telephone number natin, 7 digits yan. Okay? So, 35, 16, 330, CB over FY. Ito, 1/5 of that. Pwede nang hindi nyo kabisaduhin to. 1/5 na lang nito. Parehas lang. Okay? Konti lang yung diferensya. Should be, dapat, eksaktong 1/5, pero nag-round up man yung NSCP. Pero yung difference, konting-konti lang. Hindi siya material. Okay? So, kwentahin natin to. Yung ating 35, 16, 330, CB over FY will be 35, 16, 330 times 1 over FY. Yung FY natin is 250. Kuha nyo? Tawagin natin tong SR2 ha. Slenderness ratio 2. SR2 na lang. Okay? So, dito ngayon, when we compute that, it is 14,065.32. Tapos, yung SR1, yung 703,270 CB over 250 or over FY. So, this is 703,270 times 1 over 250. You compare this. This is 2,813.08. Subukan nating i-multiply by 5. Pag minultiply mo by 5, it is 14,065.4. Ito 0.32. Konting diferensya lang, di ba? Tama? So, pwede nang ito divide by 5, ito yon. Or ito times 5, ito yon. So, ibig sabihin, isa lang sa dalawa ang i-memorize mo, okay na. Ha? Okay? Now, our LB over RT squared is 9,000. Ito ay 2,008. Ito ay 14,000. This is between SR1 and SR2. Between siya nito at nito, ibig sabihin, nandito yung beam natin. So, therefore, beam in region 4 of Padilha's chart. Ang ibig sabihin nito, our FB allowable is between 0.6 FY and 1/3 FY. Diba? Ito, 0.6 FY which is 150. Ito is 1/3 FY which is 83. 83.33. Kuha nyo? Maliwanag po. So, paano natin ko computein? 150 kung ang value nito, ito. 83.33 kung ang value nito, ito. Ang value nito between this and this, nandito banda. Correct? Ito yung kailangan natin na FB. You get it? So, makukuha natin yan. May formula na nasa code, pero pwede na rin na ratio and proportion. Parehas lang ang result. So, ang gawin nyo na lang is mode stat. Okay? Mode stat. Pero linear, A plus BX. Straight line. Ito yung X, ito yung Y. Ang X mo ito, ang Y mo ito. Pag ang X mo ay 703,270, 28, 13.08, ipasok natin yung dalawang X. Ito saka ito. Equals, saka ito, 14,065.32. Diba? Equals. Tapos, dalhin mo lang yung cursor nito. Pag ito yung value, 150. Pag ito yung value, 83.33. No? 83.33. Equals. Ang kailangan natin, di ba, is the Y for an X of, ano yung X natin? Yung LB over RT? Hindi ito, between 9,093.02. So, pindutin lang natin muna yung AC, tapos yung value nito, 9,093.02. Then, i-activate mo yung regression function ng calculator. Shift 1 regression. Hanapin nyo lang yung equivalent nito sa Canon, ha? Shift up dun sa Canon. Shift up regression. Yun yung sa Canon. Pero sa Casio, shift 1 regression. Okay? Maliwanag. So, dito, pagka naka-regression ka na, meron table dyan, papipiliin ka, anong hinahanap mo? Ang hinahanap natin, di ba, Y? Piliin mo yung key para sa Y. Then, press equals. Ibibigay sa'yo ng calculator yung sagot. Yan yung FB mo. Naintindihan? Okay. And you'll get here 112.8 megapascal. So, therefore, according to NSCP, FB allowable equals 112.8 megapascal. However, merong isang provision yung NSCP, kailangan din daw siyang i-compare sa isang formula. Okay? So, yung formula na yon, equivalent yon dito. Lahat nasa Padillas chart yon. Di ba napunta tayo dito sa right na to? Bago tayo napunta dito, kaya tayo napunta because your LB is greater than LU. Tama? Correct. So, ito, tandaan natin, this is 0.6 of FY. Kuha nyo? So, yung 0.6 of FY na yan, compare with 0.6 of FY, pero i-multiply mo ng LU over LB. Tapos, di ba napansin nyo may bagong element na pumasok dito, yung CB? Multiply mo to ng CB. So, meron ka lang adjustment na gagawin dito. Yung 0.6 FY mo is i-multiply mo nito. So, subukan natin, ha? So, it is 150 times. Ano yung LU? Our LU is 4728. So, bali marireduce ba? So, it is 4728. Our LB is 5,000. Multiplied by CB, which is 1. So, this is going to be 141.84. Kuha nyo? 141.84. Ang sabi ng NSCP, you may. Ibig sabihin, hindi obliged. Nasa option mo. You may take the bigger of the two. Although most structural engineers, ito yung kinukuha. Kung sino yung mas mababa. Pero sabi ng NSCP, option mo kung kukunin mo itong mas malaki. Naintindihan? Klaro to? Klaro. Sa board exam, kung ang nasa choices ito ang sagot. Kung ang nasa choices ito yung sagot. Kung parehas nasa choices, then go for the more economical one. Ito. Maliwanag? Gusto kong examinin nyo itong portion na to ng formula. Yung portion ng formula ko na eto, minultiply ko ng LU over LB times CB. Pagmasdan nyo yun. Ito yun eh. So, I have 0.6 of FY Ano yung LU? 137,900 AF over what? Over FYD. Di ba? Tama? Over FYD. So, i-multiply natin ang CB. So, di ba yung FY pa-cancel? Correct. Ang formula magiging ilan? Magiging 82,740 AF CB over D. Hindi ba ito yung formula na makikita nyo sa NSCP? Tama? So, parehas din lang. So, bali, pag napunta ka dito sa Region 4 o Region 5, kailangan i-check mo yung value na ito to be multiplied by an adjustment factor which is equal to LU, ito, over LB. Kasi this one, kaya nakapasok dito, kasi ito is greater than this one. Kaya ang multiplier mo, reduction factor. I-reduce ito ng ratio nito sa kanito. Pero meron ng another factor, yung CB. Naintindihan? Klaro? Okay, sige. What about this problem? We have here a 150 mm concrete slab that is supported by steel beam, simply supported at 4 meters, meaning from support to support, 4 meters. So, ang distance ng support perpendicular sa chalkboard is 4 meters. So, simply supported. And then this beam are spaced every 5 meter center to center, meaning each beam is carrying, has a tributary or assigned area or width of 5 meters. So, ang sakop nito is 5 meters width by 4 meters length. So, ang sabi sa atin dito, the properties of beam, these are the properties given yung IY, SY, IX, SX, everything. And even yung RT given sa atin, no? Okay. Now, ang sabi sa atin dito, yung steel is 836 with yield strength of 248. Binigay na rin sa atin yung BF over 2. Ito yung BU over TF. No? Okay? So, tapos yung depth to thickness of web, binigay na rin sa atin. Ang sabi sa atin dito, considering the weight of the beam and assuming that flexure governs the design, meaning we don't have to examine the shear, find the total maximum uniform load in kilopascal that the said steel beam can have if no shear connectors and flange stiffeners are provided. Ibig sabihin, yung slab hindi nakakabit sa beam. Nakapatong lang. Okay? Kung may connection man, the connection is not sufficient in order to develop composite action. Naintindihan? Okay, let's have it. Ang sabi sa atin, flexure ang mag-govern. In order to be safe in flexure, ano dapat ang requirement? Dapat, di ba, the maximum FB actual must be less than equal to FB allowable. Yung FB actual natin, dahil simply supported beam, that would be MC over I. So, understood na ang load is dito, so ang bending is about the neutral x-axis. So, this is MX, this is IX. But I over C, we know that to be SX, no? So, pwede nating isulat to na MX over SX. But the maximum moment is going to be, dahil simply supported yan, W L squared over 8 over SX must be less than equal to FB allowable. Ang hinahanap itong W. So, meron na tayong L, meron na rin tayong SX. Ang kailangan na lang natin is FB allowable. Ang sabi sa atin dito, di ba, yung beam natin is not connected to the slab. Meaning, walang lateral support na nagpro-provide dito except the vertical support of the beam or the simple support of the beam. Meaning dito, therefore, our LB will be equal, for this situation, will be equal to the span, the laterally unsupported length. And this is 4 meters. We've got to compare this with LC and LU, di ba? So, yung LC natin, ito yung babaeng 200 ang boyfriends, correct? Over square root of FY. So, therefore dito, you have 200 times what is your BF? Your BF is 281.7 over the square root of FY. Our FY is 248. Isama ko na rin yung computation ng LU. Ito yung 137,900 AF over D. Tama? FY. No? Over D, FY. So, therefore, this is going to be 137,900 area of compression flange. This is BF times thickness of flange. Ito yan, no? So, this would be 281.7 times the thickness of flange, 19.6 over D, FY. Yung D natin is equal to 467.10 times FY. Your FY is 248. Your LU, therefore, is going to be, this is going to be 6,572.73 meters. While this one is 3,577.6. Our LB is 4 meters. It is between LC and LU. Ang ibig sabihin, dun sa Padillas chart, i-backtrack nyo lang. So, yung sa Padillas chart, our beam here will be in between LC and LU. Nasa region 1. Kung nasa region 1 tayo, therefore, our FB will be 0.6 of FY. No need to check compaction. So, therefore, we will have here, with this one, we will have here 0.6 of FY. It is 0.6 of 248, and this is 148.8 megapascal. Meron na tayo nito. So, we can already solve our omega. So, solving our omega, substituting to equation 1, that would be W, no? W, L squared, L is 4 squared. Gawin nating millimeter, ha? 4,000 squared over 8 over our SX is 2727 exponent 3, no? 2727 times 10 to the 3 must be less than or equal to what? FB? 148.8. This is megapascal, Newton per millimeter squared, lahat naka-millimeter. So, dapat ito Newton per millimeter. So, masosolve natin yung W dito and this will be less than or equal to 202.9 Newton per millimeter. Okay? So, Newton is 0.001 kilonewton, millimeter is 0.001 meter. Yung Newton per millimeter, parehas lang ng kilonewton per meter. Parehas lang sila na numerically equal, no? Okay? So, etong 202.9 na to is the total weight. The weight carried by the beam, una, yung self-weight. yung weight ng wide flange. Pangalawa, yung weight ng slab. Pangatlo, yung superimposed load. Na? So, dito ngayon, ang hinahanap is yung weight in kilopascal. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin. Itong W na to is simply the total weight per unit length. Ang length natin is what? 5 meters. No? Pero ito naka-kilonewton per meter. Kilonewton per meter of beam. So, yung weight ng beam, nandyan na. Asan na yun? Yung weight ng beam is 128.39 kg per meter. So, that would be weight ng beam plus weight ng slab. Uniform weight, plus superimposed dead load. Na? Must be less than equal to 202.9. Yung weight ng beam is 128.39, 128.39. This is kilogram per meter. Naka-meter na. Convert na lang natin sa kilonewton to. Yung density ng water, 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter in kilonewton. That is 9.81 kilonewton per cubic meter. Kilogram will cancel. Naka-kilonewton per meter. Plus, yung weight ng slab natin, anong weight ng slab? Density ng slab. Density ng concrete, kung hindi binigay sa atin, take it as 23.54 kilonewton per cubic meter. Multiplied by the area of the tributary slab, it's 150 by 5 meters. But remember, this is kilonewton per meter, ha? So, 23.54 kilonewton per cubic meter times the area. 5 meters times 0.150. So, naka-kilonewton per meter ka na. Tama? Okay. Plus, yung superimposed dead load, naka-kilopascal yan. Sabihin nating W superimposed. To be multiplied by the tributary width lang. Okay? Kasi ang kailangan natin, kilonewton per meter. So, the tributary width is 5 meters. Kaya ito, kilonewton per meter squared. Must be less than equal to 202.9. So, solving our W superimposed, this must be less than or equal to 183.99 kilonewton per meter. Pero yan yung WSI times 5. So, if you divide by 5, WSI is going to be 36.8 kilonewton per meter squared or kilopascal. Ito yung W superimposed load. Maliwanag? Okay, you may copy. Paano tong letter B? The concrete slab will be rigidly fixed to the web and the compression flanges so that the beam is considered laterally supported. Ang ibig sabihin, kung ito yung beam, meron kang mga shear connectors dito. Ang ibig sabihin, yung beam hindi makaka-deflect laterally. So, in this particular problem, our LB laterally supported is practically 0. Or hindi man 0, small. So, therefore, we can safely assume that it is less than LC. Less than LC. Kasi LC 3,005. Sabihin na lang natin ang spacing nito every 1 meter. O 1 meter is less than LC. So, it is laterally supported throughout. Okay? So, basta sinabi to, then LB will be practically 0. Less than LC. So, kung less than LC dun sa Padillas chart, you will move to the left. Ang i-check natin ngayon, yung web. Now, the beauty here is binigay na sa atin yung depth to thickness of web ratio. 38.29 And we compare that with the AISC limit, that is 1680 over square root of Fy. So this is going to be 1680 over square root of 248. And this is going to be 106.68. So, as we can see, our depth to thickness of web ratio, D over TW, is less than the limit set by NSCP, less than 1680 over square root of Fy. So, therefore, pasado yung web. Web is compact. So, we now check, nasa region 2 pa rin tayo ng Padillas chart, no? So, we now check our what? Flange. Yung unstiffened flange natin, take note, given yung BF over 2TF, yung BU over TF. So, therefore, i-check natin siya sa 170 over square root of Fy and 250 over square root of Fy. So, this is 170 over square root of 248. Ito is 250 over the square root of 248. So, this is 10.8, while this one, 15.88. Okay? While this one is 7.19. 7.19 is less than this. So, our BU over TF, which is given as 7.19, is less than 170 over square root of Fy. So, therefore, we will go to the third region of Padillas chart. Therefore, pasado yung flange is compact. So, ang ibig sabihin dito, our section is fully compact. Our FB allowable is supposed to be 2/3 Fy. Pero ang NSCP kasi, linimit lang siya sa 0.66 Fy. So, this is 0.66 times 248. So, this would be 163.7. I-substitute natin ngayon dito sa equation 1. You'll have here equation 1. You have W times 4,000 squared over 8 over Sx, which is 2727 times 10 to the 3 must be less than equal to FB, which is 163.7. So, sa konting idinagdag mo na shear connectors, yung allowable stress natin from 148 na increase sa 163.7. Okay? So, in here, you'll be able to get our W total must be, this is 223.18 kilonewton per meter. Newton per millimeter, which is numerically equal to this. And this is the same, this is equal to weight ng beam, weight ng slab, weight ng superimposed load. So, kopyahin lang natin to. 128.39 times 9.81 over 1,000. Ito yan. Sa weight ng beam. Plus yung weight ng slab, 23.54 times 5 by 0.150. Plus yung weight ng superimposed load multiplied by 5 meters. So this must be less than or equal to 223.18. Okay? Nakuha? So therefore, W superimposed must be less than or equal to 40. This is 40.85 kilo Pascal. Okay? Maliwanag? Naintindihan? Let's have this built-up beam. We have here 4 angle bars and 2 plates, this one and this one. They were riveted or bolted together. The properties of the angle bars are here, no? And ang tinatanong sa atin dito, letter A, is find the combined section moment of inertia about the major axis. I would interpret the neutral x-axis. How do we do this? So, we are asked here to find the moment of inertia about the neutral x-axis. So, let's have this. Yung moment of inertia nila will be the moment of inertia of the angle bars. Then, you have to transfer it to the neutral axis. Then, same thing with this plate, and the vertical plate. The vertical plate, since this is a symmetrical figure, for the vertical plate, its neutral axis coincides, its centroid coincides with the centroid of the entire section. So, first, let me solve all the areas, ha? Okay? So, yung total area natin, our total area is 4 times the area of angle bars. It will be 9410. 4 times 9410 plus area of these two plates, the centroid is here and here, will be 20 by 420. Na? 2 times 20 by 420. Plus the vertical bar is 20 by 500. And that is only one piece. So, computing this, you'll get here, the total area is going to be 64,440. Okay? Now, for the moment of inertia about the neutral x-axis, unahin natin yung angle bar. The centroid of the angle bar is here. It is indicated by the X. So, ito ay 58.75. This is 58.75. Kasi equal angle bar naman yan, 200 by 200 by 25 ang designation. So, it means the thickness here is 25, na? Okay. So, in here, the moment of inertia of this angle bar, that is given as Ix, that is 34.463 64 times 10 to the 6. Minove ko lang ng 3 decimal, no? Okay? Now, then plus, itra-transfer natin yan from here to here. So, plus area of the angle bar, which is 9410, multiplied by the transfer distance. So, ito ay 5810. Kung ito ay 500, meaning this is 500. So, this must be 250. 250 minus 58.75. So, this is going to be 191.25. So, this is times 191.25 quantity squared, right? Area, distance squared. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So, times all of this must be multiplied by 4. Na? Plus the contribution of this plate, that is plus 112 of base height cube. The base is 420, the height is 20. So 420 times 20 cube. Correct? But we've got to transfer it from here to here. So the transfer distance is 250 plus 1/2 of 20, 10. So that is 260 from here to here. So plus area, the area is 420 by 20, and the transfer distance is 260. 260 squared. And there are 2 of them, so times 2. Plus, this vertical plate, no transfer needed because its centroid coincide with the global centroid. So, 112 base, the base is 20, the height is 500. So, 1/12 of 20 by 500 cube. You'll calculate all of this and you will be able to get I about the neutral axis. So, computing this will be 2859.17 times 10 to the 6 millimeters to the fourth. So, this is our I about the neutral x-axis. You follow? Okay. Let us have yung letter B. The maximum allowable load P from flexure is most likely what in kilonewtons. So, in order to be safe in flexure, dapat yung ating maximum FB actual must be less than allowable bending stress. Yung FB actual is MC over I. Yung I, lagi itong about the neutral axis. So, understood na ang axis natin dito ng loading about X. So, neutral X-axis. So, this is moment about X. Etong C, Cmax, no? Cmax din to. Must be less than equal to FB. FB is given here as 150 megapascal. Hindi natin kailangan solve yan. Binigay sa problem na allowable bending stress is 150 megapascal. So, this must be 150. Tama? So, meron tayong IN, eto, I about the neutral x-axis. Meron din tayong Cmax. Kung eto 500, no? Eto 2020, 540. So, yung Cmax from here to here is 250 plus 20, 270. You get it? Meron tayo nito, masosolve natin MX. But the moment about X, ang kailangan natin dahil maximum, dapat maximum moment. Now, yung beam natin, remember, it is simply supported at a simple span of 6 meters. Ang sabi sa atin, it carries two loads, isang uniform load. It carries two loads, isang uniform load na 40 kN per meter throughout the whole span and a moving load P. So, for maximum moment, para ma-produce to, of course, ito yung uniform load, W, which is total uniform load na yan, no? Which is 40. And also, yung moving load P. The moving load P, in order to produce maximum flexure, must be acting at the center. Tama? So, by method of superposition, yung maximum moment due to W must be WL squared over 8. Tama? Plus maximum moment due to P at the center is PL over 4. Multiplied by Cmax, this is 70. O, sulat muna natin, Cmax over I. Yung I natin is eto, pero sulat muna natin na I about the neutral x-axis. And this must be less than or equal to 150. Kuha nyo? So, substituting the values, you have W, which is 40 kilonewton meter, na? Or newton per millimeter. Pero mas maganda, kilonewton per meter, ha? So, multiplied by L, our L is 6 squared over 8. Naka-kilonewton meter, ha? Moment yan eh. Kilonewton meter, ha? Plus P in kilonewton times L meter, kilonewton meter over 4. Kilonewton meter is how many or how much newton millimeter? 1,000 newton, 1,000 millimeter. So this is 10 to the 6 newton millimeter. Times Cmax of 270 all over I. Yung I natin is 2857 o 2859.17 times 10 to the 6. And this must be less than or equal to 150. One equation, one unknown, will be able to solve P. And P in kilonewton will be 938.95 kilonewtons. So, ito yung ating value ng P. Maliwanag? Okay. Paano yung letter C? Assuming that the flanges are stiffened, so everything here are stiffened, so that the entire section is effective in resisting shear. The maximum vertical shearing stress is most likely what? Ang shearing stress, vertical shearing stress, FV, is equal to what? V over area. So, dahil ina-assume natin na lahat to mga stiffened, may stiffener siguro na hindi lang pinakita, then, etong area natin, total area. And yung V natin for maximum FV, FV max, this must be V max. Now, remember that the load P is moving. Nasaan dapat yung P in order to produce maximum shear? Wala sa gitna, no? Dapat tong P malapit sa left or right support. Almost nasa support. Ganito. So, in order to produce maximum shear, dapat ang loading will be, ito yung ating support, dapat ang loading, ito yung W, pero yung P is nandito. Okay? I would interpret that in this problem, letter C is just a continuation of this, wherein P will be taken as this, so that flexure will govern. And then, dito, ang maximum shear natin, yung Vmax, will be equal to R at the left. Tama? Maliwanag. So, R at the left will be equal to yung P, solo lang niya, no? Will be equal to P plus yung W, hati sila. So, that is 40 kilonewton per meter times 3 meters. 3 meters dito, 3 meters doon. So, or this will be P plus 120 kilonewtons. Ito yung ating V max. So, therefore, our FV max is going to be maximum shear P. Ano yung P natin? 938.95, no? So, this is 938.95 kilonewton plus 120 kilonewton. Kilonewton is 1,000 newtons. Over the area, the total area is, as we solved kanina, divided by area, which is 64,440. So, if you compute this, you'll get 16.433 MPa. You follow? Newton per millimeter squared or megapascal. You follow? Maliwanag. Now, ang susunod na tinatanong sa atin is we are asked to find the maximum deflection. For maximum deflection, nasan dapat yung moving load P? Ang maximum deflection natin, P, dapat nasa center. Ito yung loading for maximum deflection. So, pagka nasa gitna yung P, yung Y max natin, due to W, dalawa yan, di ba? Due to P, yan yung isang rat. Okay? Isang rat. R is 4, T is 8. This is PL cube over EI. Ang unit ng EI, di ba ito, megapascal times millimeter squared, kilonewton meter squared. Ang unit ng EI. No? So, dapat ito kilonewton, dapat ito meter cube. Para divide by meter squared, meter. No? Plus, due to W, ano naman yung sa W? 5, motor. M is our code for 3, T for 8, R for 4. 5 motor. WL to the 4th over EI. So, this is still, so alam natin yung E, di ba? Ang E natin is 200 gigapascal. Computing ko lang yung EI. Para isang compute lang tayo. Our EI is 200 gigapascal. Gawin natin kilonewton meter squared, ha? 200 gigapascal, 10 to the 9 pascal, is 200 times 10 to the 6 kilonewton per meter squared, kilopascal, no? So, multiplied by our I, Ri is 2859.17 times 10 to the 6 millimeter to the 4th is 0.001 or 1 over 1,000 meter to the 4th. Or that is 10 to the minus 12 meter to the 4th. Kaya to the 6, to the 6, to the negative 12, cancel lang lahat yan. So, ang EI natin therefore is going to be 571,834 kilonewton meter squared. So, we now substitute our Y max is going to be equal to due to P, it's P, ano yung P natin? 938.95. 0.95 times L cube, 6 cube over 48 EI. 48 times 571,834. 571,834. Naka-kilonewton meter squared, eto kilonewton meter cube, meter ang sagot. Plus, due to W, 5 motor. 5 over 384 W. Ano yung W natin? It's 40 kilonewton per meter multiplied by L to the 4th. This is 6 to the 4th over EI. Yung EI natin is 571,834. You calculate this, yung makukuha nating Y max will be in meter. Kuha? So, you'll get this as 8.57 times 10 to the minus 3 meter. 10 to the minus 3 meter is millimeters. So, this is 8.57 millimeters. You follow? Sige, kopya.